A mysterious dark object floating almost motionless above the ground. Usually it's stuff out of sci-fi, right? But late last week, several hundred people saw something in the air they couldn't identify, taking to social media to figure it out.
Silent triangles in the night sky. Sounds like the title of a sci-fi thriller, doesn't it? But for residents in New Jersey, it's not fiction. It's their reality. Imagine cruising down a quiet country road, stars above you, when suddenly a massive triangular object appears. It's just there, silently hovering. Lights underneath, 3, maybe 4, glow steadily, casting an otherworldly light on the ground below. No hum, no mechanical whir, just silence. A silence so profound, it's deafening. It's not the kind of silence that feels peaceful. It's the kind that weighs heavy, amplifying every heartbeat, every intake of breath. As you stare, mesmerized, you realize this isn't just an unusual sight. It's something entirely beyond your understanding. The sheer size of the object makes it even more unnerving. It's not a small drone or a distant speck in the sky, but a massive, tangible presence dominating the landscape. Its lights don't blink or waver. They're steady, as though intentionally drawing attention to its form. In that moment, questions race through your mind. Is it observing you, waiting for something? Or is it simply passing by, unaware of the stir it's causing?
The aircraft did not leave a contrail. It was absolutely stunning, majestic.
Welcome to New Jersey's latest unsolved mystery, one that's leaving residents with more questions than answers. A pattern of mysterious sightings. These so-called drones, if we can even call them that, are making appearances all across the state. From suburban streets to open highways, they're being spotted again and again. But here's the twist. These sightings aren't random. They seem to follow a pattern, emerging in similar locations, often near rural or sparsely populated areas under clear night skies. Witnesses report their appearances are not fleeting glimpses but prolonged, sometimes lasting several minutes as the objects hover silently or dart away at impossible speeds. Each new sighting adds another piece to a puzzle that defies explanation. Reports come from people of all walks of life, police officers, families on evening drives, even amateur astronomers. The consistency across these accounts is what's most puzzling. Witnesses describe the same triangular shape, the same eerie silence, and the same bright, steady lights. It's as if these objects are appearing intentionally, their presence deliberate, almost calculated. Could they be observing us? Testing us? Or are they simply part of something we don't yet understand?
As it moved through the sky, there was absolutely no sound at all. Not even a whisper. I mean, nothing.
What makes these sightings particularly mysterious is their precision. Witnesses often note how the craft seem to choose specific locations, hovering with purpose. In some cases, they've been reported to follow vehicles or linger over certain areas before disappearing without a trace. This raises questions. Why these locations? Why these people? Are the sightings random, or do they follow a plan known only to those controlling these crafts? Authorities, for their part, have offered little to no explanation, leaving those who experience these encounters to deal with the unknown. And with each report, the mystery deepens. Are these appearances linked to some undisclosed military program? Or are they evidence of something far more otherworldly? Whatever the answer, it's clear these sightings aren't going away, and the public's demand for clarity is growing louder by the day. Eerie lights and impeccable design. Take the lights, for example. Witnesses describe them as eerily perfect, steady, bright, unwavering, no flickers, no signs of malfunction. It's as if they're designed to make you question whether you should even be seeing them at all. What kind of technology, human or otherwise, can create lights that seem more suited for a spacecraft than any known drone or aircraft? The lights aren't just functional, they're deliberate, almost like a calling card, an unspoken message that demands attention while refusing to explain itself. And then there's the size. These crafts are enormous, larger than anything you'd expect to see silently floating in the sky. Witnesses frequently compare them to the size of a football field, their triangular shape outlined sharply against the darkness. The design is sleek and minimal, with no visible seams or rivets. It's a feat of engineering that defies conventional understanding. How could something so massive move so gracefully, let alone remain completely silent?
It was a very low frequency rumble, between a rumble and a pulse.
The lights themselves seem to add to the mystery of their function. Positioned at each corner of the triangle, they shine with an intensity that's both mesmerizing and unsettling. They don't flicker or dim, but glow steadily, as if controlled by an intelligence far beyond our understanding. The colors described by witnesses, white, yellow, and sometimes faint blues or reds, are consistent, yet they seem to evoke a feeling of otherworldliness. Many have speculated about the purpose of such a design. Could the lights serve as navigation aids, signaling to other crafts or entities? Or are they intended to observe us, scanning the landscape below? The absence of any visible propulsion systems adds yet another layer of mystique. No exhaust trails, no jets, no rotor blades, just a quiet, steady presence in the night sky. What's even more puzzling is the symmetry and precision of the craft's structure. Triangular designs are rare in aerospace for practical reasons, yet these crafts not only adopt the shape, but seem to excel with it. It's as though the triangle was chosen intentionally, for reasons we can only guess. The design raises a fundamental question. Are we dealing with something built to mimic human technology? Or is it a design optimized for purposes we can't even begin to imagine? These eerie lights and the impeccable craftsmanship of the objects are more than enough to make anyone stop and stare. They challenge our understanding of what's possible and leave us questioning the very nature of the world we live in. Whatever these crafts are, they're not here to blend in. They're here to be noticed, and noticed they are. The unnerving silence. The silence is what's the most unnerving. That's the part that sends chills down your spine. We're used to the comforting hum of engines and the steady rhythm of helicopter blades. But these objects, they're dead silent.
I am ex-military. I was in the United States Air Force. I've never seen flares act like that. I've never seen planes like that.
Gliding as if they're ignoring the laws of physics altogether. Is it human-made technology? Or are we dealing with something far beyond our understanding? The Morris County encounter. One of the most unsettling encounters happened in Morris County. A family driving down a dimly lit road noticed one of these crafts hovering above them. At first, it seemed to keep its distance, matching the car's speed as if observing their movement. The family, understandably unnerved, tried to ignore it, but the craft wouldn't let them. Slowly it descended, coming close enough for them to make out every eerie detail: the triangular shape, the bright steady lights, and the complete absence of any sound. It wasn't just a distant light in the sky, it was undeniably real and undeniably close. The craft followed the car for what the family described as an eternity, though in reality, it may have only been minutes. What made the experience truly chilling was what happened next. The car's clock suddenly jumped forward by several minutes. Not just a second or two, but a noticeable leap in time. This wasn't a minor glitch or a momentary power surge. It was as if time itself had skipped. The family members checked their phones and watches, but everything else appeared normal. Only the car's clock had changed. Then, just as abruptly as it had appeared, the craft shot off into the night sky. It didn't accelerate in the way we understand propulsion. It simply moved faster than their eyes could follow, disappearing into the clouds above. The family sat in stunned silence, their minds racing to understand what they had just witnessed. What could cause such a phenomenon? Time distortion isn't something that's easily explained.
It was around about 9 o'clock in the evening and was shocked by this tremendous array of triangular lights.
While electromagnetic interference can disrupt electronic devices, the precision required to alter a car's clock without affecting other systems is extraordinary. Could this be evidence of advanced technology, something capable of manipulating not just space, but time? Or was it an unintended side effect of the craft's energy field, an accidental glimpse into capabilities far beyond human understanding? This encounter has since become one of the most widely discussed cases in Morris County. It's not just the time jump that has people talking, but the chilling implications of such an event. If these crafts can interfere with time itself, what else might they be capable of? Are they observing us from a distance, or are they actively interacting with our environment in ways we can't begin to understand? The Morris County case raises more questions than it answers, adding yet another layer to the growing mystery of these triangular crafts. For the family involved, it was a night they'll never forget. For the rest of us, it's a haunting reminder that some mysteries remain stubbornly unsolved, hovering just out of reach in the skies above. Could electromagnetic interference be the cause? Could it be electromagnetic interference? High-intensity electromagnetic fields are known to disrupt electronic devices, sometimes causing temporary malfunctions. We've seen examples of this with solar flares impacting communication systems or electromagnetic pulses, EMPs, disabling unshielded equipment. But what happened in these cases seems to go far beyond ordinary interference. To alter a car's clock, a precise internal component, without affecting other systems like the radio, GPS, or engine electronics, requires an extraordinary level of control. Theory suggests that the electromagnetic fields around these crafts may operate on frequencies or intensities far beyond anything used in modern technology. The fact that this interference doesn't result in total system failure, but rather selective anomalies, raises interesting questions about the craft's capabilities. Could they be intentionally targeting specific devices, or is this a byproduct of their propulsion systems? In physics, electromagnetic fields are closely tied to other fundamental forces, including gravity. Some researchers speculate that these crafts might generate intense, localized fields to achieve their silent hovering and rapid movements. If these fields are strong enough to manipulate gravity, it's not inconceivable that they might also distort time. This aligns with some of the more outlandish but persistent theories, that these objects aren't just defying aerodynamics, but also bending space-time itself.
In the case of the Tomball UFO sequence, we have something that has been referred to as phasing, that some of these craft change their atomic structure so that they appear to be dematerializing and rematerializing.
What makes this idea even more fascinating is its potential connection to well-documented phenomena like the Hutchison effect. This experimental phenomenon, though controversial, involves electromagnetic fields interacting in complex ways to produce strange effects, such as levitation and material anomalies. Could these crafts be harnessing a similar principle on a scale that's far more advanced? If so, it would suggest a level of engineering that's not only beyond our current technology, but also potentially beyond our current understanding of physics. However, not everyone is ready to leap to extraterrestrial explanations. Some argue that these anomalies could be the result of secretive, experimental technology. Advanced electromagnetic systems are already being tested by militaries worldwide, including weapons designed to disable electronics from a distance. Could these crafts represent the next leap in such technology? If so, it raises troubling questions about why these tests would be conducted over civilian areas. On the other hand, skeptics question whether the reports of electromagnetic interference are being exaggerated or misinterpreted. Could the time jumps and device anomalies be psychological effects, perhaps induced by the sheer strangeness of the encounters? Studies on how human perception can be altered in high stress or extraordinary situations might offer a more mundane explanation. But even this perspective fails to account for the consistency across so many reports. Ultimately, the question of electromagnetic interference remains unanswered. Whether it's evidence of advanced human technology, extraterrestrial innovation, or an entirely new phenomenon, one thing is clear: it's forcing us to reconsider what we think we know about physics and the limits of engineering. Sensations and energy fields. Witnesses to these mysterious crafts often report more than just visual anomalies. They describe physical sensations that defy simple explanations. Among the most common is a tingling feeling, like static electricity in the air. It's subtle but undeniable, an electric charge that seems to permeate the environment during these encounters. What could cause such an effect? Could these crafts be enveloped in some sort of energy field? If so, what purpose does it serve? Energy fields capable of creating such sensations aren't purely speculative. In science, charged particles and electromagnetic fields are known to produce tangible physical effects. High voltage lines, for instance, can generate a faint hum and a tingling sensation if you stand close enough. Could the crafts be emitting a similar but far more potent field? Some researchers speculate that such energy fields might be a byproduct of their propulsion systems, perhaps necessary to achieve their silent, gravity-defying movement. Others suggest a more deliberate purpose. Could the energy field be intended to interact with the environment, scanning the terrain, or even the people witnessing the event? If these crafts are gathering data, the energy field might be integral to their mission. Alternatively, the tingling could be a side effect of the interaction between the craft's technology and our atmosphere, a kind of ripple caused by the sheer complexity of their operation. Interestingly, this phenomenon isn't limited to New Jersey. Reports of similar sensations accompany UFO sightings worldwide. In some cases, witnesses have described feelings of heaviness or disorientation, as though the energy field is influencing more than just the air. Could these effects hint at a deeper, more profound interaction? Some theorists suggest the fields might be affecting biological systems, intentionally or otherwise. The implications are staggering. If these energy fields can subtly influence the human body, they might hold clues about the craft's origin and purpose. Are they observing us, testing our limits, or are we merely incidental to their greater objectives? The answers remain elusive, but each account adds a new layer to this intricate mystery. Military, private, or extraterrestrial? Some researchers believe these sightings could be connected to advanced military projects. New Jersey isn't far from major military installations after all. Could these be cutting-edge drones undergoing secret testing? But if they are military, why test them where civilians can see? Why risk exposure? Others suggest private operators, tech companies, or even eccentric inventors. But here's the problem. No known civilian tech matches what these crafts can do. Silent hovering, perfect lights, time distortions. That's a leap too far. And then there's the wildest theory of them all: extraterrestrial visitors.
It was a triangle of 3 orangish-white lights drifting silently and slowly through the sky.
The triangular shape, the silence, the lights, it all lines up with UFO sightings reported for decades. If these aren't from Earth, what are they doing here? Studying us? Monitoring us? Or simply passing through? The UK connection. Recently, an amateur photographer in the UK captured what some are calling the clearest image of these triangular crafts ever seen. Metallic, reflective, and glowing with lights beneath. The photograph is almost too perfect to believe. The craft's surface appears smooth, with no visible seams or rivets, as if it was constructed in a single, flawless piece. The sharp, symmetrical edges glint under the faint moonlight, giving it an appearance that's as mesmerizing as it is puzzling. The crazy thing is that this sighting matches reports from New Jersey almost perfectly. Witnesses on opposite sides of the Atlantic describe identical features: a massive triangular shape, bright, steady lights at its corners, and an eerie, complete silence. It raises the question, are these crafts part of a coordinated global phenomenon? And if so, who or what is behind it? The UK photograph sparked a flurry of discussions online. Experts and enthusiasts alike dissected the image, analyzing its details. The lights, situated at the 3 corners of the triangle, emit a steady glow, no flickering or pulsing that might suggest standard aviation lighting. Instead, they seem almost otherworldly, as if designed for a purpose we don't yet understand. The reflective metallic surface only adds to the mystery, appearing almost to absorb and refract its surroundings. Eyewitness accounts from the UK corroborate similar phenomena seen in New Jersey. One witness in a quiet village outside London described the craft hovering silently over an open field before darting away at an impossible speed. Another observer reported their car's electronics briefly malfunctioning as the craft passed overhead, an eerie parallel to the clock distortions reported in Morris County, New Jersey. These similarities suggest a connection that goes beyond borders and even continents. Theories abound. Some suggest these triangular crafts are part of a secretive, multinational military project, tested in various locations worldwide. Others lean toward the extraterrestrial hypothesis, arguing that the consistency across sightings indicates a single, advanced intelligence orchestrating these appearances. Could these be observational missions? Or is there a deeper, more complex purpose to their global presence? Skeptics, of course, question the authenticity of the photograph, citing the possibility of digital manipulation or misidentification. Yet, the sheer number of matching eyewitness reports makes it difficult to dismiss these sightings outright. If this is a hoax, it's an extraordinarily elaborate and convincing one. As more reports emerge from places as diverse as rural England and bustling New Jersey, the question remains, what are these crafts, and why are they appearing now? Whether human-made or extraterrestrial, the global nature of these sightings points to something far beyond coincidence. Are we witnessing the unveiling of advanced technology? Or are we part of a larger mystery that's only beginning to unfold? One thing is clear: the skies are no longer as empty as they seem. A global pattern emerges. As sightings spread across the globe, the mystery only deepens. Reports have emerged not only from the United States and the UK, but also from parts of Europe, Asia, and South America. Each account shares eerie similarities: massive, triangular crafts hovering silently in the sky, emitting steady, bright lights. Witnesses consistently report the absence of sound, an unearthly quiet that accompanies these objects, and in some cases, electronic malfunctions or unexplained time anomalies.
There was absolutely no sound at all. I mean, nothing. I was stunned.
In Brazil, for example, a farmer recounted seeing a triangular craft descend into a nearby field. He described a tingling sensation as the air seemed to change, becoming charged with static electricity. In another instance, a group of hikers in the Swiss Alps claimed to have seen one of these crafts dart between mountain peaks with impossible agility, leaving no trace but an unnerving silence. These sightings, consistent across diverse locations and cultures, suggest a phenomenon that goes beyond geographical and societal boundaries. Could these crafts be part of a coordinated effort, human or otherwise? If they are military, the global distribution of sightings raises questions about international collaboration or rivalry. Why would such advanced technology be displayed so openly and in such disparate locations? If they are alien, their presence begs even bigger questions. Why Earth and why now? Are we being observed, tested, or contacted? Social media platforms are aflame with speculation. Hashtags like #TriangleDrones and #UFOWatch has brought together an unprecedented number of amateur investigators and theorists. They compare footage, analyze witness testimonies, and propose theories ranging from secret military projects to extraterrestrial reconnaissance. However, the silence from official authorities remains deafening. Are they hiding something? Or are they just as confused as the rest of us? Demand for answers. For now, the skies remain a riddle. As sightings continue to surge, public demand for answers has reached a fever pitch. People want to know, are these sightings a harbinger of something larger? If they represent human innovation, why the secrecy? And if they're not human-made, what could they possibly mean for our place in the universe?
This didn't fit anything that had previously been rolled out publicly.
Officials have been largely silent, releasing vague statements about investigations or dismissing sightings as hoaxes or misidentified objects. Yet, the consistency of these reports and the sheer volume of evidence, from photographs to video footage, make it increasingly difficult to brush these events aside. Some theorists argue that the silence is deliberate, a strategy to avoid panic or to mask a secret development program. Others believe the lack of acknowledgement points to genuine uncertainty among authorities. Could it be that even those in power are unsure of what's unfolding in our skies? If so, that uncertainty is almost as unsettling as the sightings themselves. Public frustration has led to a growing number of grassroots investigations. Independent researchers and citizen scientists are pooling resources to analyze sightings, gather data, and push for transparency. With social media amplifying every new report, the pressure on governments to address these phenomena is mounting. As more people look up to the night sky with curiosity and fear, one thing is clear: the world is watching. Whether these crafts are advanced technology, foreign surveillance, or something entirely otherworldly, they challenge our understanding of what is possible. And until we have answers, the questions will only multiply. What do you think is really going on? Are we witnessing the dawn of new human tech, visitors from another world, or something even stranger? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're as fascinated as we are, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. The mystery is only just beginning. Social media is buzzing with theories. Hashtags like #TriangleDrones and UFOWatch are trending, But the silence from officials is deafening. Are they hiding something, or are they as confused as we are?